Okay, I'm going to kind of just give a background on the little child that I talk about a lot, that I record around here. I'm gonna kind of tell you the story behind that, the reason that's important, and the reason I keep highlighting this little boy that I'm recording in my house. Um, and another thing is, whenever I talk about him, he likes to show up in my videos and as a disembodied voice and talk. So keep your ears open for that. Um, this is a 20-acre property owned by one woman, my landlady, and there's three manufactured homes on it and two foundation homes on it, and they're spread way out. My house is manufactured. It was built in Alabama, as was the one next to me, back around 2000. And then they were purchased by my landlady's mother, who moved them out here to the property. Now, the one next door to me right now is empty. And when her mom bought that one, a little boy had been murdered in it. His blood was still on the walls and on the floor. So she pulled the flooring up, replaced the flooring, and painted over the blood on the walls. And then she moved the house here. And then another family moved into it. Something was going on in that house because the husband ended up going to jail uh, for, I think he had unprescribed pain medicine on his person or something, and he was on probation or whatever. But so he went to jail, and she would not stay in that house by herself with just her kids. So she grabbed her kids and split. I mean, she was gone. Um, so about a week after they left, that's when everything started happening in my house. So the best we can gather is that whatever was over there, when the people who were living over there left, they decided to come over to my house because I lived in this house 3 years and I've never had any paranormal things happening here. I didn't even believe in ghosts before all this started, not at all. So that's the little boy that I talk about a lot in my videos, just in case you didn't know that. Um, I believe that it's the spirit of the child next door that was murdered, and he's, for whatever reason, he can't get off this property, so he's over here with me, just like everybody else is that I record in this house. The standing theory is that there's something very evil on this land, and those who die on this land are held on this land. There has been activity in the other two houses that are on the property. My landlady has said that lights go on and off on her house, doors shut. She hears children talking when her kids aren't home. And the lady that lives next to her, her husband won't allow her to talk about any of the stuff that happens in their house. He doesn't like to discuss it at all. He's embarrassed by it. He thinks people are going to think he's crazy, so he doesn't allow her to talk. And I know this because when I had my house investigated, we tried to go over there and talk to her so we could get, because she was telling my landlady, hey, there's some stuff going on in my house. And when we tried to go over there and talk to her, her husband said, no way. So my house is not the only house where stuff is happening, but I can't, my landlady's not going to go on camera and talk about things, but she tells me about things that happen, and she doesn't mind if I repeat that stuff. She just doesn't want to go on camera herself, and neither does her neighbor's husband. Absolutely not. He will not allow his wife to talk about it. So that's the little boy that I keep referring to, that keeps showing up in my house, and I keep getting recorded, I think like 6 or 7 times now, very clearly a little boy. And I have an SLS, I use GhostTube's SLS alternative app, and I mapped a child on my sofa table, and I mapped a child on my kitchen counter. He was sitting on my sofa table with his feet hanging off, and he was sitting on my counter with his feet hanging off. And then I had K&J Paranormal come over with a real SLS camera because I told him, hey, look, when I lay down at night, I can feel somebody rubbing my hair, and I can feel somebody laying on my pillow. My pillow will depress for no reason, and it's really weird. If you've ever had that happen, it's pretty freaky. And so I wanted him to come over with his SLS camera and see what we could catch. And down a little ways, you'll see the video that I put on here. The little boy, looks like a little boy, lays across my pillow and waves to the camera. So that's pretty good evidence also that it's a little boy in this house, and it's got to be the little boy that was murdered. I don't know of any other little boy who would be, a spirit of a little boy who would be wandering around this house. So that's the story behind the little boy that I keep talking about. Just so you have that information. I'm going to be doing a near lights out investigation of my house tonight. Should be pretty interesting. The activity's been really thick the last few days, so I'm really expecting to get some good captures tonight. I'm not going to go completely lights out because I'm not stupid. Not doing that in this house. I'll bring the lights down as low as I can stand it. And I'm going to do some walk arounds. I'm going to sit here and talk. I'm going to do some EVP recordings, and I'm going to shake the tree and see what falls out. I'll talk to you later.